January 15th, 2023, 6:47 a.m. Bakhmut, Donetsk Oblast. Wagner assault wave forms. 300 men, convicts released from prison. 2 weeks training. Orders: advance into Bakhmut Industrial District. Capture factory buildings. Doesn't matter how many die. Just advance. This is wave 1 of 12 today. Every 2 hours. Same orders. Same tactics. Same dying. Behind them, barrier troops. Machine guns ready. Retreat means death by friendly fire. Advance means death by enemy fire. Only variable is which death. So advance into Ukrainian defensive positions. Machine guns, artillery, mortars, prepared fields of fire. Wagner wave advances anyway. Because orders, because barrier troops, because no choice exists except forward. The wave advances across open ground, under fire immediately. Ukrainian defenders in fortified positions, years of preparation, every approach covered, every sector ranged. Artillery fires, pre-registered coordinates, shells land among formation, men fall, others continue. Machine guns open fire, more men fall. Wave continues, slower, fewer, but advancing. This continues 12 minutes. Wave started 300 men, reached Ukrainian positions with 47. These 47 fight, close quarters, buildings, brutal. Most die fighting, few retreat, get shot by barrier troops. Some surrender. Ukrainian defenders hold. Wave 1 failed, 253 casualties, 0 buildings captured. This is normal. This is 6:47 a.m. 11 more waves today. Same tact, same nothing accomplished. This is Bakhmut. This is how Wagner fights. This is why 1,000 men die daily. At 11:47 p.m., after 12 waves totaling 3,200 men, Wagner forces control 4 buildings they didn't control this morning. Cost 2,040 casualties. 4 buildings. 200 meters gain. This is 1 day at Bakhmut. Tomorrow, same waves, same casualties, same minimal gains. This continues for months, 9 months total. Wagner loses approximately 20,000 casualties taking Bakhmut. Ukrainian defenders lose similarly. Both sides bleed catastrophically. For city that has no strategic value, city that's ruined, city that can't be used, city that means nothing except statistics. Wagner eventually captures it, May 2023, calls it victory. Victory that destroyed Wagner. Victory that cost everything. Victory that meant nothing. This is Bakhmut. This is meat grinder. This is what happens when organizations treat humans as ammunition and political objectives override military rationality. This is IronBullet. And what happened at Bakhmut wasn't warfare, was systematic human sacrifice on industrial scale, where Wagner sent 12 assault waves daily for months, where 1,000 casualties per day was normal, where convicts were used as expendable ammunition, where every gain was measured in bodies per meter, where victory was technically achieved but organizationally suicidal, where Prigozhin needed to prove Wagner's worth to Putin regardless of cost. Cost was Wagner itself. Prigozhin dead 2 months after Bakhmut victory. Wagner absorbed into Russian military. Organization destroyed by its own tactics. The question isn't whether Wagner captured Bakhmut. Eventually did. Question is, why continue assault causing 1,000 casualties daily? Why treat humans as ammunition? And what this reveals about desperate organizations pursuing political objectives through military means that guarantee organizational suicide. Official Wagner statements during Bakhmut, triumphant daily. Another block captured, videos showing Ukrainian positions taken, prisoners, equipment. No mention of casualties. No acknowledgement that 1,000 men died taking the block. Just confident propaganda about inevitable victory. Reality was catastrophic bleeding. Daily, for minimal gains, statements were marketing, not truth. Wagner needed to appear successful, appear valuable, so claimed success while bleeding to death. Propaganda couldn't hide casualties from those dying, but could hide from Putin, temporarily, until couldn't. Ukrainian statements, grim satisfaction mixed with concern. Enemy suffering catastrophic losses. True, but Ukrainians suffering too. Bakhmut defense cost thousands of Ukrainian casualties. Eventually command decided, not worth continuing. Withdrew. May 2023. Preserved forces. Let Wagner have ruins. Wagner called it victory. Both sides bled. Neither won anything except casualty statistics. War continued elsewhere. Bakhmut became irrelevant immediately. All deaths were waste. All sacrifice was pointless. Both sides knew this. Continued anyway. Different reasons. The same tragedy. Stay with me. Because the detail that explains Bakhmut, why 1,000 men died daily, is going to show you that Wagner used convict assault waves as core tactic, recruited tens of thousands from Russian prisons, trained minimally, armed basically, sent to die, 12 waves daily, every 2 hours, barrier troops prevented retreat. Ukrainian defenders killed them systematically. Eventually arithmetic worked, keep sending men, eventually overwhelmed through mass. Not skill, not tactics, just bodies. Russian prisons provided unlimited bodies. Wagner used them without restraint. This is why casualties were 1,000 daily. This is why Bakhmut took 9 months. This is why Wagner destroyed itself, capturing city worth nothing. Political desperation plus expendable troops equals organizational suicide. Bakhmut is case study. Let's establish what Bakhmut assault actually was. Tactics, cost, purpose. Bakhmut, small city, pre-war population 70,000, industrial center located in Donbas. Strategic value, minimal, not logistics hub, not critical terrain, just city. Symbolic value, everything. Prigozhin needed victory. Prove Wagner worth to Putin. Compete with Russian Ministry of Defense. Needed big visible victory. Bakhmut was target. Not because important, because capturable maybe. That maybe cost 20,000 Wagner casualties proving barely true. 12 daily, 300 men each. Orders, advance until killed or succeed. Barrier troops ensure compliance. No retreat, only forward, or death. This is Soviet Penal Battalion tactics. 1943. Applied 2023 by private military company. With convicts instead of soldiers. Results are identical. Massive casualties. Minimal gains. Eventually overwhelmed through attrition. Not because superior tactically, because willing to accept casualties no rational military accepts. This is Wagner advantage. Dark advantage. Can waste humans others can't. Authoritarian recruiting from prisons enables this. Democratic systems couldn't sustain. Russian system can. Wagner exploited this. Until bled itself to death doing so. Ukrainian defense. Professional. Fortified positions. Machine guns. Artillery. Competent soldiers. Every assault wave was target practice. Kill zones prepared. Fields of fire established. Wagner waves died predictably. Proportionally. Ukrainians couldn't miss. Targets advanced in open, bunched, predictable. Perfect targets for defensive fire. Ukrainian defenders killed thousands. Still wasn't enough eventually. Wagner had more convicts than Ukraine had ammunition to kill them all economically. Eventually, Ukrainian command decided can't sustain. Withdraw, preserve force, let Wagner have ruins. Rational decision. Bitter, but rational. One day, 12 waves, what 200 Wagner fighters experienced. Wave 1, 6:47 a.m., 300 men. Ukrainian fire opens immediately. Artillery, machine guns, mortars. Men fall continuously. 47 reach positions. Fight, die, wave fails. 253 casualties. This is wave 1. Wave 2, 8:52 a.m., 280 men, different axes. Same result. Ukrainian defenders reposition. Ready. Fire opens. Men die. 39 reach position. All killed. 280 casualties. This is wave 2. Wave 3, 10:47 a.m., 260 men. Mid-morning wave. Ukrainians are professional. Rested. Supplied. Lethal. Wave advances. Dies. 31 reach positions. Capture 1 building. Ukrainians counter-attack. Building retaken. 31 killed. 260 casualties. This is wave 3. Wave 4, 12:43 p.m., 250 men. Noon assault. Russians trying 4th axis. Ukrainians cover all axes. Result, predetermined. Artillery. Machine guns. Dying. 28 reach positions. Hold building. This one stays. Cost 250 men for 1 building. This is success. Wagner thinks yes. This is wave 4. Wave 5, 2:39 p.m., 240 men. Afternoon, wave. Ukrainian defenders are tired, but professional, lethal despite fatigue. Wave advances, 22 reach position, capture building, hall. 2 buildings total now, 240 casualties. This is wave 5. Wave 6, 4:35 p.m., 230 men. Late afternoon. Defenders are exhausted, still lethal. Wave advances, 19 reach positions, capture building. 3 buildings total, 230 casualties. Pattern is clear. Each wave costs 200 plus casualties for maybe 1 building. Math doesn't work. Strategy doesn't exist. Just grinding, just dying. This is wave 6. Waves 7 to 12, evening and night. Same pattern. 220 men each wave. Same casualties. Same minimal gains. By midnight, 4 buildings total. 2,640 casualties total. 12 waves. 1 day. This is normal. This repeats tomorrow. And next day. And next. For months. 9 months total. Until Bakhmut falls. Or until one side can continue. Ukrainian side stopped first. Not because defeated. Because rational. Wagner continued because irrational. Desperate. Suicidal. Eventually captured city. Eventually destroyed itself. Both happened. Victory and suicide. Simultaneously. Now the analysis. Why this happened. What it meant. Convict expendability. Wagner recruited 50,000 plus convicts from Russian prisons. Promised pardons. 6 months service. Most died within weeks. Replacements were endless. Russia has millions of prisoners. Wagner recruited continuously. This enabled tactics no other organization could sustain. Treat humans as ammunition, expend freely, replace constantly. This works arithmetically if have unlimited replacements. Wagner had unlimited recruitment from Russian prisons. Ukrainian defenders had limited ammunition and endurance. Eventually, arithmetic favored Wagner, not through skill, through mass and expendability. This is dystopian military capability. Works. At cost, no civilized system accepts. Daily casualty rate, 1,000 casualties per day at peak. Both sides combined. Wagner losses were majority. Ukrainians killed more than lost, but still lost heavily. This rate is unsustainable for any rational military. Wagner sustained for months. How? Convict recruitment, casualty acceptance, authoritarian system that doesn't report accurate losses. All enable continuation despite catastrophic bleeding. Eventually, Ukrainian command said unsustainable. Withdrew. Wagner said continue. Bled more. Eventually succeeded. Eventually destroyed itself. Success and suicide aren't mutually exclusive apparently. Political motivation. Bakhmut had no strategic value. Why assault? Politics. Prigozhin competing with Russian MOD. Both needed victories. Both needed Putin's favor. Prigozhin chose Bakhmut, committed regardless of cost. Victory proved Wagner effective. Cost proved Wagner insane. Both true. Bakhmut was captured. Wagner was destroyed. Prigozhin needed to prove worth. Proved it cost everything. 2 months later, dead. Wagner absorbed. Victory was hollow. Pyrrhic doesn't describe it. Pyrrhic implies gaining valuable thing at high cost. Wagner gained nothing valuable, just ruins. Couldn't hold, couldn't use, accomplished nothing except proving could bleed more than opponent. Proved this until bled to death. Tactical versus strategic. Tactically, Wagner succeeded eventually. Capture city through attrition, through convict waves, through accepting casualties. Strategic victory. 0. Bakhmut is ruins. Can't use. Doesn't enable further operations. Doesn't threaten Ukrainian positions. Just exists as Wagner-controlled territory worth nothing. Tactical success. Strategic failure. Organizational suicide. All simultaneously. This is what happens when tactics serve politics instead of strategy. Wagner needed victory politically, got victory tactically, destroyed itself organizationally. Cost exceeded any possible gain. Bakhmut proves this conclusively. Aftermath. Wagner captured Bakhmut May 2023. Prigozhin declared victory. June 2023. Wagner mutiny. July 2023. Mutiny ends. August 2023. Prigozhin dead. Plane crash. Suspicious. Wagner absorbed into Russian military. Organization destroyed. Bakhmut victory meant nothing. Cost everything. This is ultimate lesson. Political victories through military means that ignore costs, destroy organizations eventually. Wagner proved this. Bakhmut was instrument. Victory was symptom. Death was conclusion. Inevitable. Predictable. Ignored until too late. 3 questions from the beginning. Time to answer them. Why did 1,000 men die daily? Wagner convict waves, 12 daily. Poorly trained, expendably equipped, sent to die. Ukrainian defenders professional. Prepared, lethal, killed Wagner waves systematically. Casualties were 200 to 250 per wave. 12 waves equals 2,400, 3,000 casualties daily for Wagner. Ukrainian casualties lower but still heavy. Combined exceeds 1,000 daily. This rate sustained for months. How? Convict recruitment unlimited. Casualty acceptance total. Authoritarian system enabling both. This is a system that treats humans as ammunition, a system that kills humans efficiently. Math is simple. Results are catastrophic. Why treat humans as ammunition? Desperation and capability. Wagner desperate for victory. Prove worth to Putin. Compete with Modi. Human waves were tool available. Russian prisons provided unlimited convicts. Wagner used them without restraint. System enabled this authoritarian recruitment, casualty indifference, political desperation, all combined. Treating humans as ammunition became tactic, worked tactically, eventually, at cost that destroyed organization, but worked, so continued, until couldn't. This is why desperation plus capability equals atrocity when restraints are absent. What does this reveal about organizational suicide? Wagner destroyed itself capturing Bakhmut. Needed victory, got victory, cost everything. Casualties were unsustainable. Tactics were suicidal. Strategy was absent. Just political desperation driving military operations that consumed organization. Prigozhin dead. Wagner absorbed. Victory was hollow. This reveals that Political objectives pursued through military means without strategic rationality destroy organizations. Wagner is proof. Bakhmut is example. 1,000 daily casualties for 9 months buying ruins that meant nothing. Organizational suicide through tactical success. This is Wagner legacy. This is Bakhmut lesson. This is what happens when desperation replaces strategy. The lesson from Bakhmut is that tactical victories can be organizational defeats when costs exceed any possible gain. Wagner captured Bakhmut. Cost 20,000 casualties. Gained ruins worth nothing. Organization destroyed itself proving could capture city nobody else wanted. This is tragedy. Made worse because predictable, preventable, ignored. Wagner needed victory. Accepted any cost. Cost was everything. Victory meant nothing. This math doesn't work. Wagner didn't care. Continued until destroyed. This is lesson. Political desperation driving military operations without strategic rationality guarantees organizational suicide. Wagner proved this. Bakhmut was evidence. Prigozhin's death was conclusion. Wagner's absorption was epilogue. Story is complete. Lesson should be learned. Probably won't be. Next desperate organization will repeat. Different place, different name, same tragedy. This is IronBullet. We analyze battles that define wars. Bakhmut defined Wagner. Showed organization would sacrifice anything for victory, including itself. 12 waves daily, 1,000 casualties daily. 9 months, 20,000 casualties. City captured, organization destroyed. This is Wagner legacy, not military brilliance. Organizational suicide through tactical persistence that ignored strategic reality. Bakhmut had no value. Wagner paid everything for it anyway, because politics demanded victory, because convicts were expendable, because desperation replaced rationality. Wagner is gone. Bakhmut remains ruins, empty, worthless. All sacrifice was waste. All victory was hollow. All lessons are written in blood Wagner shed. Blood that bought nothing except proving humans can be treated as ammunition until organizations destroy themselves doing so. Subscribe to IronBullet. Because in modern warfare, treating humans as ammunition works tactically sometimes. Wagner proved this at Bakhmut. Also proved it destroys organizations eventually. Cannot sustain, cannot justify, cannot survive. 12 waves daily consumed Wagner as surely as consumed Ukrainian defenders. Both sides bled, both sides suffered. One side withdrew rationally, other side continued irrationally until captured city and destroyed itself. Victory and suicide aren't mutually exclusive. Wagner proved both possible simultaneously. Bakhmut is case study. 1,000 daily casualties. 9 months. City captured. Organization destroyed. This is legacy. This is lesson. This is warning that probably goes unheeded. Desperation is dangerous. Convict waves are tempting. Organizational suicide is inevitable when tactics ignore costs. Wagner learned this. Too late. We study wreckage they left. Hope others learn before repeating. Probably won't. History repeats. Tragedy repeats. Bakhmut teaches. Nobody listens. Wagner died proving this. 12 waves, 3,200 men. One day, 2,640 casualties. 4th building. This is January 15th. Tomorrow, same waves. Same casualties. Same minimal gains. 9 months, 20,000 casualties. City captured. Victory declared. Organization destroyed. This is Bakhmut. This is Wagner. This is how meat grinders work. Feed inhumans, grind them, extract minimal gains, continue until one side stops. Ukrainian side stopped May 2023. Rationale. Wagner sidestepped, never. Irrational. Captured city. Destroyed itself. Both happened. Neither should surprise. Math was obvious. Outcome was predictable. Continued anyway. This is human tragedy when politics drives military operations that ignore reality. Wagner at Bakhmut. 12 waves daily. 1,000 casualties daily. 9 months of dying. For nothing. Victory that meant nothing. Cost that was everything. This is final lesson. Treat it as ammunition at your peril. Wagner learned. Too late. Organization paid price. Prigozhin paid price. Convicts paid price. Everyone paid. Nobody won. That's Bakhmut. Real battles. Real tactics. Real consequences. Stay informed.